Hello everyone, Jessie here. Today I am going to be going through a sort of typical routine that I would do to help with my pubic symphysis dysfunction during pregnancy. I am 36 weeks now and the baby has dropped and I am experiencing so much pelvic pain that I'm pretty limited with range of movement and what I can do. That being said, you got to keep your body moving, otherwise everything else kind of falls apart, right? So for me, movement has been very, very important, even though I'm not doing what I typically would do, right? We got to find ways to make it work. So I'll show you some of the things I'm going to do today. It's not going to be a super like strength-based class. I can make another one of those later, like other exercises that I'm doing to help strengthen the muscles around my hips and whatnot. Today we will do a little modified squatting, so I can't actually just take a full squat. However, there is a method to do it with your ball that still gets you to engage your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, which is great. It's great birth prep. So that being said, read the description below if you're not quite sure what pubis symphysis dysfunction is. And also, this is something that any pregnant woman can do just to get your body moving and, you know, stretch things out, kind of feel good, work a little bit, but not too much. Just sort of get going a little bit. Hopefully we'll all feel slightly better after class. Okay, so you'll need your ball today. I'm going to be on my ball most of the time, then I'm going to come off the ball. You really just need the ball, but when I come on my hands and knees, I do like to put something underneath my knees, so I do have a blanket here. If you're fine without one, you don't need one. All right, so let's go ahead and take a seat on our ball. You can bring your feet a little wider than hips distance and bring your calves right up against the ball just so it doesn't roll anywhere. Take your palms to face up and just slide your shoulder blades down your back and towards the center of your spine. You can close your eyes and we'll begin just by tuning into the breath. Giving yourself a moment to arrive in your space today. Your awareness start to go inwards, witnessing your body and any sensations that are present right now. Become aware of the presence of your baby. Acknowledging the fact that there are 2 of you, maybe even 3 of you here right now. Taking a moment to simply say hello. You can even place your hands on your belly for a moment just to, again, acknowledge them and their presence. And imagine that your inhale breath is going straight into your belly, your womb, and sort of circling around your baby. And as you exhale, gently lift your baby up, so slightly engaging your transverse abdominals and your obliques. As you inhale, really relax your pelvic floor all the way. Imagine that air swirling around your baby. And again, exhale, gentle hug inwards. And just continue on like that a couple more times. You can add in the pelvic floor engagement with your exhale if you can. So gently lifting your pelvic floor as you breathe out and lift the baby up. And then inhale, completely soften your belly, completely soften your pelvic floor. Take one more breath. And slowly just release your hands to your thighs and blink your eyes open. And we'll go ahead and just start to make gentle circles, right, with your hips. And see if you can just bring a little bit of stability into the upper body and isolate the movement to your hips, kind of like a belly dancer. And so as you come back, I like to inhale, and as I come forward, I like to exhale, and again, find that gentle lift of the belly without overdoing it. Just imagine that you're giving your baby just a gentle hug, a gentle lift. A super simple movement feels amazing, at least for me, my back, my waist. Let's go ahead and switch direction. Just taking it nice and slowly, allowing your breath to move with you. All right, and then gently make your way back to center with your hips. Take your arms wide, your fingertips or your palms to face up. Allow the shoulders to soften down your back, and as you inhale, reach your arms all the way up overhead. Keep the shoulders soft. Feel your sitting bones press into the ball as you get a little bit longer, lifting up through the back sides of your ribs, right? The back of your rib cage. I want you to lift your thumbs a little higher, stretch through your back body. Take a big exhale here, gently lift the baby up. Good, one more this time. Inhale, lift your pinkies a little higher. Elongate through your front body, keeping the tailbone heavy. And as you exhale, bend your elbows wide, squeeze your scapulas together, lift baby up. Good, again, inhale as you reach your arms all the way up. And exhale, elbows wide, squeeze the scapulas towards your upper back. Opening up the chest. One more time, breath in, reach tall. Exhale, elbows wide. Go ahead, and this time inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, just go ahead and release your hands down onto the ball next to your hips. And I like to almost like sit on my thumbs. You can sort of scooch in there. And I want you to just to simply push your left hand down into the ball. Relax both shoulders. You can put a bend into that right elbow. And then lean your right ear towards your right shoulder. Keep pressing your left hand into the ball. That left arm is straight. You should get a nice stretch in the left side of your neck, maybe even down your left arm. If it feels good, you can lift your chin up towards the ceiling. And gently draw the chin back towards your chest. And take that a couple more times, maybe pausing in a position that feels extra nice. If there's any point of tension here that you need to spend a little bit more time on. And then gently roll your chin back towards your chest, head comes to center, relax your arms, and lift your gaze. Good, we'll go right into the other side. So press your right hand down into the ball, bending your left elbow. Lean your head to the left. Allow both shoulders to soften down your back. And then maybe, again, just find that movement, lifting your chin And taking your chin towards your chest. Softly go ahead and release. Come back to center. You can shake out your hands, shake out your wrists. Let's go ahead and take our right hand. You can either take it to your thigh or the ball, really whatever feels comfortable. Your left arm is going to extend up, press down through your left hip, reach up through your left fingertips, and take a nice side bend towards the right. And I want you to keep lengthening your right waist, so keep pressing through the right sitting bone and gently turn your chest open towards the ceiling. Allow the shoulders to be soft. Really lift your ribs up, lengthen as you inhale. As you exhale, gently lift your baby up. One more breath in, breath out, and slowly release your left hand down. Inhale your right arm up. Again, take a moment just to get long, root through your sitting bones. Inhale to get longer. And exhale, side bend towards your left. Elongate through both sides of your waist. And gently turn your rib cage open towards the right. Hugging baby in with that out breath. Stretch through your fingertips, maybe straightening a little bit more through your arm if possible. Good, big inhale. And exhale, softly release. All right. Okay, we're going to take a couple of figure eights with the hips. So just like we did before with the circles, this time you're going to draw a figure eight. So hips are going to come back over to one side. You'll bring it forward, kind of find that pelvic tuck. Over to the other side. Hips come forward. And then back around. So drawing figure eight with your hips. This is a really good move to actually get your baby in proper positioning. So if you find that this hurts your back a lot, chances are you actually may have a baby that's facing back or forward, excuse me. So their face is like down here but oriented forward, and that way that means that their spine is pushing up against your spine. So if you're in labor and you have a doula and she asks you to do this, it'll be like excruciating, but it can really help to get the baby in the right positioning to take some of that back labor away. And even though we're probably, most likely, I'm assuming, not in labor right now, this movement can still indicate that your baby is turned in that direction if it's really bothering you. And if it is bothering you a whole lot right now, again, you can do it and maybe encourage baby to move. If it's too much, just take circles or whatever feels better. Let's switch direction if you haven't already. Feels good just to move the body a little bit, right? Definitely does for me. I pair this kind of work that we're doing today with long-ish, slow walks. I also do band weights and hand weights, which eventually maybe I'll make a video on those as well. Just to keep the body moving, stay in good shape. It's all important for birth and post-baby. So just doing what we can here. Let's go ahead and come back to center. I'm going to show you guys some squats. We're going to do 3 rounds. We're going to use the ball to help us squat. So I know for me, weight bearing and squatting, with my legs wide, just doesn't feel good. These are a little different. You'll ground your feet down. We can take the feet. We'll go ahead and take the feet like hip distance, maybe a little wider for stability. You can take your hands to your heart, your hips, wherever you want. And then from here, we're going to gently lift up, pressing into the legs, keep pulling the feet back, and so the weight is in your heels, and I want your heart to stay lifted, right? Don't look down at your feet. I want your chest to be up, shoulder blades squeezed together, right? And then you're gonna come down and lift and hold. Down, lift and hold. Down, lift and hold. Okay, so you're lifting the baby up this whole time, and you're pressing into your heels. Keep your back muscles engaged by squeezing those shoulder blades together. You want to pause at the top. Find that little bit of a hold. We'll go for 10, 9, 8. Squeeze your glutes a little. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cool, and then sit down on your ball, make circles, or just chill for a second. We'll do 2 more rounds of those. With this next one, if you'd like to try this on, this actually feels okay for me, even though a regular sumo squat feels terrible. You can try taking your heels in, toes a little wide, feet a little wider. Again, your body, right? So if you find that this is aggravating you, we don't do it, okay? We're only going to be here for like another minute, so take whatever you want, and then you can hop back in. Here we go. If you're joining me, let's go for another 20. So you'll lift, hold, lower. Lift, hold, lower. Shoulder blades pull back. Squeeze those glutes. If your legs are wide like mine, I want you squeezing those outer glutes. Your thighs are sort of pressing out away from each other. Your heart stays lifted. Weight is in the heels. We have 10, 9, 8, 7. Lift baby up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Make circles or just bounce for a moment. Bouncing feels great. Right? There's something about bouncing that feels good. Another great way to get baby to turn head down is bouncing. If you have a baby that's breech right now, bouncing on your ball, great tip. It can also help even if they're not breech, just to keep them there. Right? If you think about their heads, the heaviest part is gravity fed, right? All right, let's go for our last round. I'll let you guys choose wide legs or feet together, up to you. Here we go. Let's go for lift and hold, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. You're squeezing those glutes, keeping the weight in your heels. You might even lift your toes up. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together, working those back muscles a little bit, activating the legs. You should feel this in your quads and definitely your glutes. I feel it more in my quads unless I really focus on engaging my glutes. Either way, it's a good thing. I think we got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, good job. You guys bounce it out. So that's just a little something you can do to work your legs a little bit, right? And I told you before, I'll probably post another video with like a lot more strength-based stuff. Today we're sort of doing a little bit of feel good, a little bit of strength. That's a great exercise for you to do if you're not doing any squatting or any lunging right now. Take these and you can work your way up. I'll do like 9 rounds in a day, just 3 every now and then scattered throughout the day. All right, so let's go ahead and come off of the ball. I want you to take a kneel. Ooh, next to the ball. By the way, when you come down, if you have pubis symphysis, you should come down with both knees at once if possible. Like I just came down with one leg. Same with standing up. Instead of bringing one leg forward, see if you can push up with both knees and lower with both knees, and that's going to be helpful. All right, so this time we're going to take a really nice stretch, and we are aiming to stretch our side body and our hip flexors, maybe a little psoas as well. Because if you're anything like me, lunges are just not good at the moment, right? They don't feel good. So, but it is really important to prep for birth and just for your body in general right now to keep these hip flexors nice and open. So we're going to take a side body stretch on the block. So I want you to take I'm not going to mirror you here, otherwise I might get confused. Pregnancy brain. Your right knee against the ball. So your right hip is against the ball. And you can kind of lean on the ball for a second, extend your left leg out. And then you can actually bend your knee a little bit, your left leg. So we're going to have to push into that. And then you'll straighten through the left leg so you can bring your right hand to the ground. You'll straighten through your right leg, taking it back by your left so that both legs are going to straighten. And I want your right foot to be in front of your left foot. Your left foot's actually going to come behind you a little bit. And you can have your feet flexed. You're on the pinky toe sides of your feet. Legs are engaged. Then from here, walk your right arm out a little bit further. Take your left arm, just reach up, 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 and overhead. And that should be just a nice stretch right on the side body. You might feel something in your round ligaments here, which are tendons or ligaments that are being pulled on pretty seriously. So just take a couple breaths. If your arm gets tired or it gets numb, you can take your hand behind your head, or you can just release it down by your side if it's starting to go numb. Good, and then play with rotating on the ball so that your torso faces the ceiling a little bit more. Pulling that left shoulder back. Really extending through your left leg. So now we're getting a little bit more into the hip flexors on our left side. Take a nice big inhale, big exhale. Go ahead and to come out. Slowly look down because it helps with balance. So kind of rotate yourself back to your side and just bend both knees and slowly lower down. And I kind of like to roll towards my belly, and we'll just make our way right over to the other side. So take your left hip towards the ball. Left arm is going to come over, extend your right leg back, and press into the feet. And come up. Okay, the right leg will come behind us this time. Your left fingertips are reaching forward. Reach your right arm all the way up, and then overhead. Really extend through your right leg. And just be careful here, you guys. I know sometimes it's a little wobbly, right? Just take your time to get into the position. I'm going to take my hand behind my head, but remember that if your arm goes numb, which is super common in pregnancy, we have so much extra blood flow to pump that whenever our arms are overhead, they'll go numb super fast. So if that's you, you can take your hand to your hip or reach it alongside your body. Press into your right foot. Go ahead and slowly rotate. So you'll open your chest up towards the ceiling a little bit more. Maybe play with taking your right leg back behind you a little bit more for more sensation in the right hip flexor. Just be nice and gentle. If anything's bothering you, make your way out. For some people, this might be too intense in that round ligament area. Always listen to your body. And this time, instead of coming right down, go ahead and bend the knees a little bit. And you're just going to rotate on your ball so that you face the ceiling. You can bend your knees, walking them in more or less hips distance apart. Knees are bent. And if this feels all right, you can bend your knees a little bit more and grab opposite elbows. Let your arms fall behind your head and then press into the feet. And just allow yourself to come into this nice supported kind of baby back bend, right? If this is bothering your lower back whatsoever, I want you to focus on lifting baby up again, finding those gentle core, that gentle core work, and then also taking your tailbone and kind of reaching it towards the backs of your knees as you squeeze your glutes. This is just a really nice chest opener. If it feels nice for you, you can try bending your elbows wide, kind of finding cactus arms. Maybe reaching them all the way overhead. You can play with extending the legs a little bit more and then bending back into the knees. Just exploring the movement, seeing what feels good in your body. Of course, if anything is aggravating you, we don't want to stay, right? Take one more breath. Nice. And then really slowly release your hands down by your feet as you bend into your knees. Find the floor with your fingertips and help yourself lift up off of your ball. That was an ungraceful dismount. That actually normally doesn't happen to me. If that does happen to you, again, roll back onto your side and then come down. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of the ball. And we'll make our way onto hands and knees just for a moment. So one more thing that's pretty important to stay or to keep yourself strong is this is for most likely non-epidural births. If you're going to have an epidural, great. No, more power to you. Good job. If you are not, you're probably going to want to change positions a lot to help with the pain, right? If you have an epidural, most likely you're going to be in bed because your legs can go numb really easily. But this doesn't hurt to do anyways. Having shoulder strength is actually pretty important for birth if you're going without an epidural. That is because you're going to spend a lot of time laboring on hands and knees, on your forearms, on your partner, but your shoulders do get fatigued, is what I've heard. And even for those of you who are getting an epidural, if you're not going to get that epidural until 6 or 7 centimeters dilated, you still might want to do all this stuff for pain management, and it's important to keep these babies strong. So let's come on to hands and knees. Either press the tops of your feet down, engaging the fronts of your shins, or just tuck your toes under. Totally up to you. Let's go ahead and take a couple cat-cows just because that feels good. So spread the fingers wide, send the thighs back. Don't drop the belly too much. Just soften the heart. Shoulder blades squeeze in as you draw the chest forward. And exhale, round your spine. Pulling baby towards your back body, chin to chest. Inhale, send your thighs back. Soften your heart forward and down. Exhale, round your spine. Really press the ground away, straightening through the arms. Again, breathe in. And exhale, round your back, press into the ground. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Slowly release. Come back through to center. We'll take a couple scapula dips. So again, find an active belly, right? Not overactive, but you're gently hugging baby in towards your back body and lifting him or her up towards your heart. And your hands are directly under your shoulders. I want you to allow your chest to come down, only your chest. Try not to lead with the belly. Your chest comes down as your shoulder blades squeeze towards the upper back. And then exhale as you press the ground away. Move your shoulder blades as far apart as you can from each other. Okay, straightening through the arms all the way, rounding that upper back. Inhale as you slowly lower the chest down. And exhale as you press the floor away. Rounding the upper back, hug baby in. Inhale to lower. Exhale to press. 2 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. 1 more time. Breath in. Breath out. Okay, from here, pause for a moment. You'll either keep your knees where they are if your pubis symphysis is is aggravating you quite a bit these days, like me. Some of you might extend one leg back, maybe even lift it up off of the ground. I'm at a point where I cannot do that anymore without really aggravating my pelvic bone. Another point, something I used to do is I used to put my foot against the wall. Now that's even too much for me. So my legs are going to stay down today. However, if you want, you're going to take your opposite leg up and back as the arm that we're going forward with. So here we go. Okay, so I want you to find a neutral spine. Press down into your right hand. Lift your left arm up. Your thumb faces the ceiling. If you're taking a leg back, your right leg is going to extend back, either toes to the ground, foot to the wall, hip height, or you're just lifting your leg up hip height. We're staying here for just a couple of breaths. Move the shoulder blades back and down. Give baby a nice hug in. Send the hip bones back as you extend through your left arm. And exhale, release, left hand down. Good. Right side, reach your right arm up. Keep the shoulder blades drawing back. Use your breath. Elongate the crown of your head forward. Reach through those right fingertips as you send the right hip bone back. Good. Big inhale. And exhale, release. Left side again, we're going to do 3 rounds. Reach your left arm forward, shoulder blades draw back. Elongate your lower spine. Think about sending your tailbone just gently towards the back of your mat without tucking it under. Inhale. Exhale, release, left hand down. Inhale your right arm up, reaching forward. Try not to lock out your elbows, you guys. Those arms are straight, but you're not locking the left elbow or the grounded elbow. Lift your right arm a little higher, finding the back of your shoulder. Breathe in. Exhale, right hand down. 1 more round each side. We got this. Inhale, left arm reaches. Extend back through your hip bones. Baby's getting a nice hug in every time you exhale. Lift your left arm a little higher, inhaling. And exhale, left hand down. Last time, here we go. Root through your left knuckles, reach your right arm up. Lift your right thumb towards the sky. Elongate through the back of your neck. 1 more inhale, press the ground away with your left hand. And exhale, release. Nice job. Go ahead and walk your arms forward, coming onto your forearms. You can interlace your hands here if you want, or you can bring your palms to face up. We're just going to find kind of like a puppy pose. If you want, you can widen your knees a little bit if that feels okay in your hips. And then just soften your forehead towards the ground. I want you just to allow baby to kind of hang here. Imagining that baby's just sort of in a hammock. This is another really good position. Anytime when you have your hips over your shoulders, it's a great position to get baby in that optimal birthing position with the head down. If you do have a breech baby, you should go check out Spinning Babies. That's where I learned this positioning stuff from. And luckily, I had a breech baby at, I don't know when he flipped, maybe 27 weeks or 30 weeks, maybe he or she flipped around. But I did all of this stuff and it worked. And at that point, they're still moving around a lot. So it's super common if your baby is breech in your 2nd trimester, even the beginning of your 3rd. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale. Take your toes together and just slowly walk your hands back, finding your child's pose. If child's pose feels okay for a little while, it didn't feel great for me. If it still doesn't, you can just come to a kneeling position. If it does feel all right, take your hands underneath your forehead, give yourself a little neck support. Just take a moment. Take a couple big breaths into the backside of your body. Allow your eyes to close, your breath to soften. And acknowledge yourself for just doing this practice today, for giving yourself this time and this gift of body love and self-care. When you care for yourself, you are caring for your baby. And just one more time, bring your awareness back to baby and send your little man or girl or just baby, whatever, maybe both. So much love. Notice them or imagine them rather just receiving all of that love from you right now. And slowly make your way into just a kneeling position, walking your hands in, sitting back on your feet. You can blink your eyes open. All right. That's it for today, you guys. If you want to take a Shavasana or continue on with some of the exercise we did today, go for it. I kind of gave you a snapshot of a lot of exercises that are great to do, and you can definitely repeat them for longer or for more reps or whatever. But really, this is just kind of a toolbox, and also if you just do this class every day, that will make a hopefully significant difference in the way that you're feeling. If you're not doing much movement right now, but check out the other videos I have. We also have classes up on Within, so if you're not a member to Within, you can subscribe and have access to more prenatal yoga videos. And that is all. Please reach out if you have any questions, and I'm sending you so much love, Mama, and I hope that your body feels better and you continue to get better. And if not, remember that this is all temporary, right? And it's for the best reason in the world, and it is temporary, so hang in there. All right. Namaste.